Well, hello everybody and welcome to my new channel for the Bobshop. This video is going to be an introduction to the Bobshop and an introduction to me, a little bit about what I do, a little bit about what the Bobshop's all about, what the point of this channel is, and what the kind of things are that you can expect to see on this channel and in the videos that we're going to hopefully be releasing over the next weeks, months, years, however long. My name's James Hennessy. Welcome to my Bobshop. And I hope we're going to have an interesting time together, an interesting experience, a journey, a learning experience, because that's what the Bobshop is all about. So, what is a Bobshop? It's a very good question, and basically, bobbing is a concept. I don't really know where it's come from, but it's a term that we use for when you are doing something that you pretty much know what you're doing. You've got some skills, you maybe got some rudimentary skills, but you're learning something new, or you're kind of making it up a little bit as you go along, but you sort of know what you're doing, but you've got to get a goal in mind and you're aiming towards that. You're sort of bobbing it a little bit. I don't know if it comes from the old thing for Boy Scouts. I was a Boy Scout when I was a kid, and we'd go and do jobs for people 1 week of the year, bob a job week. We'd do a job, they'd give us a bob, bob being a bit of money for those that don't know the old phrase. Or whether it comes from bobbing along, just sort of, you know, not really sure what you're doing, but you're just sort of floating along, I don't know, but it's but bobbing. So this is my Bobshop. I'm sitting in it right now. Why is it a Bobshop and not a workshop? Well, we don't do much work and we do quite a lot of bobbing, so it's a Bobshop. So that's where that comes from. Currently, the first project in the Bobshop is the Bobshop itself. As you can see behind me, bare walls. We are down in the basement of my house. I am a guy who I like projects. There you go, I've said it. I am a bit of a project addict, I'm afraid. I'm quite a practical guy, and I will always like and seek to find a way to make something or build something or learn a new skill to acquire something, rather than just go out and buy it or pay someone to do it for me. Some things, you know, are really important, and you need a professionally qualified person to do them, like, I guess, you know, aspects of plumbing and heating and electrical things and those sorts of important jobs that, you know, you don't want to kill yourself. But for a lot of things in life, you can learn a skill, you can work it out how to do it yourself, and you can have a lot of fun along the way, and quite often you can save a bit of money. So that's the aim of the channel. All of these projects, some of them will be fun. In fact, most of them will be completely superfluous, to be honest. It's not a DIY channel. These are all just projects for my own enjoyment and amusement, and hopefully yours too, as we go through them. So yes, the first project itself is the Bobshop. I have never in my life before had a proper workshop, and I am very, very excited because I've recently moved house, and I have a basement, and this is it. And in this basement is going to be my workspace. I've always had to make do with working on the driveway, or in a dusty shed, or not even a big shed, or, you know, anywhere you can, just sort of making the most of it. And I've never had a proper workshop, and we've all seen these wonderful videos and channels on YouTube where an amazing craftsman, whether it be a wood turning craftsman or a furniture maker or a leather worker or whoever it is, they've got these wonderful workshops, and they make the most amazing things, and they have every tool in the world, seemingly, and that's brilliant, and I love those channels, and I'm sure you do too. But that's not what this channel is. This channel is about making the most of what you've got, and sometimes that means inappropriate use of some tools, maybe, hopefully not dangerous, but just sort of, you know, being able to make do and mend, and build things with your own two hands, using what you've got and where you are. So that's the idea. That's the idea. I hope that you share that kind of mentality. If you do, please do subscribe. Hopefully the videos that are going to come along will be of interest to you. And what I'm going to do now is give you a little bit of a tour of the Bobshop, of where we are, and you can see where we're starting from and how far we've got to go. So here we are on a quick tour of what will end up being the Bobshop. Downstairs in the basement here, we've got a little bit of a damp issue which we need to sort out. So these walls will be stripped back, and you can see that they've been treated with something in the past, but it hasn't really worked too well. Fitted a window in here. This was just a blocked in with wood. It wasn't working very well. It was very drafty, very cold. So we've salvaged the window, fitted it in here, and it's now a lot warmer and a lot drier in here. And then we continue along. We have more brickwork to sort out. We're going to retreat these walls down here, and then we've got a big run of old kitchen cabinets which are going to go all the way along here. Hope you're not feeling too seasick there. All the way up to here. We're going to get rid of this old shelving unit behind me because it's been in the way and it's a little bit useless, so we'll reuse it for storage, but it's going to go somewhere else. And we'll sort all that out, and then we'll have a nice big workspace all the way along here, and we can do all kinds of things, which leads me on to...
First thing you have is my little lathe. Now I picked this lathe up. I have a bit of a habit of I buy tools that don't really work or are in a bit of a poor state, and I get them cheap and I do them up, and that's part of the fun for me, and I make them work again, and I bob them and make them work. So this is my lathe. I'll just give you a bit of a tour of my lathe at the moment. It is a new tool lathe. It's fairly old. It's just a single bar lathe. You've probably seen lathes like this before. This is just a little test piece I've been playing around with. So I bought this lathe through eBay. Just out of the way, and got it for not a lot of money. It was just up the road, so I went and picked it up. It's not a bad little thing. You see, it's had a bit of bobbing done on it before. This isn't even my work. Multiple speeds in there, so you get to choose what you want. Needs a few little things sorting out on it. Needs a new bolt in here, a proper one with a little handle on it would be nice. Just set that on there for now. So that's my lathe. It's a bit rusty on the old bed. It's just got some surface rust on there. So that needs a bit of a clean up, and just generally make that work. Picked up some cheap common branded wood turning tools to give that a go with. You can also see down here got some files that I've heat treated. Well, I haven't heat treated them, I've unheat treated them, annealed them back to soft, so we're going to have some knife making in the future. One project I've already made, as you might be able to see, is this hoodie, bush shirt, through a pattern that's popular on the Bushcraft UK forum. It's called a toddy shirt, made by a lady called Mary, whose username is Toddy. It's a great thing, and so I made this a little while ago, and I'm going to make some improvements to it. I want to felt it slightly to shrink it a little bit because it's a little bit baggy, and it will thicken it up, and then dye it using a natural tea dye, which will be fun. So that'll be another little project. Other things hopefully in the future. So you have a little look down here. Hopefully there's a pillar drill and a sander, belt sander, and a few things. I've also recently purchased a bandsaw, a little hobby bandsaw, a Delta bandsaw, for making knife scales and things for the knife projects. It doesn't work. Well, the motor works, but it's got no tyres on it and no saw blades, which I have sourced those. I've got those now, so I'll do a little video about re-putting tyres onto the drive wheels and putting the bandsaw on, setting up the bandsaw. Hopefully that'll be an interesting little video for you. And there will be other things as well. There will be leather work projects. There will be sewing projects. I've got canvas and leather bags, plans to make those little knapsack, backpack type things. I do a bit of home brewing, so hopefully building an all-grain brewing system soon. Done a fair bit of extract brewing, but I want to move to all-grain now. So there'll be home brewing. There will be classic cars, probably all sorts of things. Basically, woodwork, metalwork, making stuff. If you built on cabinet I recently made, I'll do a little feature on that as well. That was a fun project, to make my own biltong, or jerky or fruit leathers or all kinds of just dehydration cabinet basically. Dead easy, dead simple, took me half a day with a few scraps and it was job done. So I'll do a little feature on that at some point, and yeah, hopefully it'll be fun and hopefully it will inspire people, you'll enjoy it. Maybe I'm no expert, and that's the thing about bobbing, is you're not an expert, you're just enthusiastic and you want to learn. So you'll do a lot of reading, try and work a few things out, and then you give it a go. I also do a bit of shooting, so there's probably be some. I did a video on cutting down an mainspring for an air rifle. That's on one of my other channels. Things like that. There will be all sorts of stuff, all kinds of things, and hopefully it'll be fun. And I look forward to sharing it all with you, and hopefully you'll get something out of it. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon on the Bobshop.